everybody, I just got back from voting and I hope you all voted too, those of you who are actually in the United States while we still exist. I just hope you voted. Look, see, I start a video and Numbnut starts his lawnmower every fucking time. Hang on. It's like the guy knows what I'm doing. So it's time to open up some magic history, okay? Now, this first one, I think I know what's in it. Oh, double wrap. Moment of truth. Okay, now there's a story with this one. I almost didn't buy this, and then I'll tell you why I didn't. Alright, now. Good packaging though. That's always important to protect stuff. Especially paper items, which is what this is. Be careful. Oh, very careful now. I actually already have both of these items, but they're in crappy condition, my copies. And these came up and they were very, very reasonably priced, okay? First one, I'll show you, is really awesome. Thurston's Easy Pocket Tricks That You Can Do. There we go, 1917. And Thurston was a very famous magician. He would sell this book at his shows. I mean, they printed literally millions of these. He would sell programs and he would also sell these. So kids would want to buy it, you know, would bug their parents for the 25 cents to buy this book thinking they'd learn some really cool magic. And most of it was just biography and pictures of him, just basically him tooting his own horn. And then he does teach you some simple magic, you know, like everybody's carrying around those kind of canes and has thimbles all the time. And his daughter Jane performed with him. There she is. I think I have her autograph too. And there would also be ads for magic shops and his other books. And then he also would throw in like astrological crap. There's so many different editions of these, it's not even funny. I have a gazillion of them. But this was in a good condition, and this is the real reason I bought that, because I have one of these and it's in crappy condition, but I love the cover of this. Look at that. Secrets of Modern Magic. How cool is that? This I'd say is like 1890s, 1880s, 1890s. And I also have a lot of the booklets that they advertise on the back. But what I do is you can judge by the cover sometimes or where it was sold. Like this was sold by the Ideal Novelty Company. So this is a later edition. And what I like doing is looking in here, you'll see they list the famous magicians that have recently passed away. And they're, you know, some of these guys died in the 1870s. So that's really cool. That's what I'm really excited about that. That's a much better condition because my cover of mine is like, I think there's a water stain and a tear. Yeah, Mr. Bean woke me up this morning by trying to jump on Toby and probably missed him and landed right in my eye with his freaking big paw. So I got a black eye. Thank you so much. And this next one came from the UK. I was so nervous because I thought I lost the auction because my phone experienced a glitch right as the bidding was closing for these. But I ended up actually winning it. I couldn't believe it. And for way under what I was willing to pay. So nice to come home from voting and find some cool stuff waiting for you. Especially this. From a historical standpoint, you're going to love this. Those who love the history of magic and theater in general. Oh my God, they're even bigger than I thought. Okay, freaking awesome. Okay, here's the date on the first one. October 20th, 1905, sorry. These are theater programs from England. First one caught my eye, and then I saw they had others with other magicians in them too. Let's just go in order. We'll go by date. There's a lady with a bird act in 1905. Hey, there was no TV, no radio. Movies were just starting. An illustrated weekly journal for the public and the profession. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Now the ads in here are going to be amazing. I can't wait to look through all this. Get back, get down. Bean, stop. interesting. And they have different actors and actresses in vaudeville. I'm gonna read these from cover to cover. You can believe that. Oh my God. Here's a lady whose act apparently was just walking across the stage. The Ministry of Silly Walks. There you go. That's where it started. Ooh, gossip. Uh-oh. Mr. C. Douglas Stewart is having a good time in Norfolk. Okay? I don't know what that means. I'm glad that we're starting with the one that I was least interested in, but still very cool. There's a magic act from 1905. Herr Winkler Venturini. And you gotta remember, at this time, Houdini was actually over in Europe. It's important to remember. 115 years old. Wow. Now this is from August 11th. Imagine how hot the theaters were, too. A lot of people took off this summer. Her name is Spooner. There's a street named after her in Quahog. Imagine how much that car is worth right now. Wow. Now this is why I got this issue. Because of Max Malini. One of the greatest sleight of hand artists the world has ever known. He performed before every single king and queen, heads of state, presidents. He never really did theaters too much because he was making so much money doing private parties. We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars. He continues to influence magicians, including me. I still use some of his material today. He would perform for heads of state and dignitaries and whatnot in their homes. And he would actually be sitting at the table and have his dinner, and then he would do a trick or two afterwards. One of the tricks he did was he would put a coin down on the table and put a hat over it. He would ask somebody at the table, like usually a lady, if she thought it was heads or tails. And she would say heads or whatever. And he would lift it up and show the coin to see if she was right or not. And then he would put the hat back down on the coin and ask her again if it was heads or tails without touching the coin. It didn't matter what she said, because when he lifted up the hat, there would be a freaking block of ice under there that looked like it would never even fit in the hat. It would be like this big. And he'd been sitting at the dinner table for 3-4 hours sometimes. Okay, now this one here, October 20th, 1905. Just look at the ads in these things. This is a photography ad. Figure this is before the Titanic went down. This is before World War I. Mark Twain was still alive. There were people alive that remembered Lincoln. Even playwrights. There's bound to be tons and tons of amazing playwrights, famous authors. I have lots and lots of vaudeville programs for magicians on the same bill were people who starred in The Wizard of Oz. Okay, now this is the reason I bought this, and I cannot believe I have this. Oh my God. This is freaking amazing. 3 pictures of Hardin, Houdini's brother, when he was performing over there. Look at him in the straitjacket. How freaking cool. Oh my God, I would love to have that straitjacket. And awesome. And how cool is it that he has a picture with his dogs? Right? Oh man, that dude was look at that. Hardin, manipulator of handcuffs and manacles, is one of the foremost exponents of this particular branch of entertainment. Some interesting particulars of his career and experiences will be found on page 16. Whoa. I'm gonna go to 16. Oh man, I'm gonna photocopy that and have it out in the protective cover so that I don't have to keep opening the magazine. In the very first sentence, Mr. Theo Hardin, younger brother of the famous Harry Houdini, a whole article on him. Wow. So just picture him like, he did the interview, posed for the photographs, or provided them, whatever. Like when he's backstage waiting to go on, somebody goes, "Hey, Hardin, you made it in the paper." You know what I mean? Like, it's just astonishing, the people that have opened this and read this over the years. See, when they reproduce pictures in books, because I have a great book on Hardin, but whenever they reproduce pictures in books, no matter what the picture or what the book, it's not the same as when it first came out, because there's a lot of details and a lot of things are clearer in the photos the earlier you go back. The closer you get to the source material, the more clearly you'll see things. Like I've seen this picture dozens of times in books and magazines and whatnot, but they came along later. In this one, you can actually see the detail in the buckles, all the stitching in the straitjacket. It's just amazing. I am going to read these from cover to cover, and then I'm going to preserve them with the acid-free bags and boards that I have. I'm just glad I was able to share this with you guys. Stuff like this doesn't do any good just sitting filed away in a shelf. That's why I make these videos, and that's why I take photos and preserve them, you know, as best I can with the description so that it saves them. It's just for people in the future can actually go back to the first sources of this stuff. Because, you know, yeah, you can find it on the internet, but still, it's still much better when you go to the original. Let's see what this is. Another piece of magic history. Actually got a new card effect to try and figure out. But this is the main thing that I wanted from these guys. Scrapbook. First thing I got, Bozo. The original Bozo is in character. And a friend of mine actually performed magic on Bozo's circus. I think that's what it was called. It was before I was born. But out in Chicago. Didn't you, Mike? Some Bozo items. That's cool. You know what? Maybe I'll give them to him. What the heck? There's a bunch of papers from the 30s. 1932. 32 with the invasion of China. Yeah. 1931 Order of the Wand. My new poster. Look at that. Wow. So that's from the 30s. He's saying, haha. And look, the rabbit saying phooey. Yeah. You know why? Because you're picking them by the ears. You're not supposed to do that. And that is on the back of a blueprint. Bronner and Barker. And it's in pencil. So this is like, in the depths of the Depression, people, they didn't have any money to spend on advertising or whatever, but they wanted to put on a show to help people out in the community. Lecture on silk magic. Postcard of Queen Elizabeth. All right. We magicians collect weird things. This is how to get booked by mail. And then we have a scrapbook. That Bronner guy. So this is all his stuff. And he's from Baltimore. Wow. Original advertising folder. Spring sale of magic. Ye wizards. Here it is. My big summer sale of magic. Building a new act. Your opportunity to get tested, proven tricks at giveaway prices. Cool. All right, calm down, guys. I'm showing this off. Zur, the Mystic Mind. Telepathy, crystallomancy, psychomancy, Playing Club, Lyceum, and Vaudeville. January 1932. A magic meeting at the Demon's Club. Wow. Wow. Look at that. I mean, you never know what's in here. Autographed letters. I'm closing here with a check for $15 for your engagement. $15 back then was nothing to sneeze at. The reason I'm getting these scrapbooks is because what I want to do is I want to convert all the scrapbooks in actual photographs in the digital format and print format, probably depending on the demand, so that people in the collecting community can buy them and have them in their collection so that everyone can learn and see all the different things from the scrapbooks, because I have quite a good scrapbook collection of magicians and the occult and spiritualism and everything going back to the mid-1800s. That's why I've been accumulating these scrapbooks over the years, even before the digital age, is because I figured that somebody had to preserve them, because this is this guy's life. So I will do my best to not only preserve it for future generations, but to put it on formats that people can actually download. But I'm still working on the technical aspects of it. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so thanks for tuning in to another edition of unboxing on my channel. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, do so. If you have any magic stuff that you want to get rid of, you know, you can send it to the P.O. box. And if I ever go through a scrapbook and you're actually related to the guy or know who it is, leave it in the comment section. You know, I'm sure we would all like to share that information. Until next time, stay safe.